Welcome back to the studios, people. On the table here, I've got a gas blowback Thompson M1A1 made by WE Airsoft, and this is a quick disassembly and cleaning guide for it. This will be a series of videos with all the Airsoft replicas that I have or will own in the future. If you have any questions or improvements, let me know down below. Here are all the tools you'll need: a Phillips head screwdriver, a slotted screwdriver, and a Torx screwdriver. I'll do a separate video on the magazine disassembly and the fix for leaks, since this magazine has a lot of leaking problems. But first, we start by removing the wooden replica parts. I am going to be using the slotted screwdriver to take out the handguard, pistol grip, and the stock first. Also, if you're interested, I've done a modern conversion of this replica, which I'll link down below. If you're wondering why this stock has a hole in the back, I'll tell you. It is for maintenance oil, especially for field stripping. Nowadays in the military, we have small bottles slotted in the pistol grips. I use the Torx screwdriver to take out the pin in the front so I can take out the iron sight. And I switch to the slotted screwdriver for the rear iron sight. Next, I take out the front part of the barrel, which is held down by one screw. Now there is access to the inner barrel, which can be just pulled out. Don't worry if it looks different from yours, because this is the TNT retrofit kit, which is upgraded from standard. But here is the old inner barrel for reference. Next, to separate the upper receiver from the lower, we need to push this back pin up. And make sure that the trigger is set back. And the upper receiver just slides out. Next, push out the pin in the back of the upper receiver, and gently hold the recoil spring down while taking out the plastic piece in the back. Then pull the charging handle in the middle and pull it out. And the bolt carrier can be pulled out. For now, we can put everything aside so we can clear it later. I'll put up the name of the parts with part numbers if you ever need to find replacement or upgrade for it, and there will also be a link to the manual down below. As cleaning lubricant, I use SuperLube. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, this is just personal preference. Aside from that, you'll need Q-tips and a cleaning cloth that won't scratch the paint. Then I wipe every single piece clean, and you can see all the dust and grease on it. I try to get in every angle to make sure it's super clean. I use the Q-tip whenever there's a small hole I can't reach. Then we apply a small amount of grease on every metal piece and also on every piece that moves. Don't cake the parts in too much grease, but apply a light coat. Also, a military advice is if the part moves, you grease it, and if the metal has wear and tear, you also grease it. But if the parts are rotating, you use oil. On the table, you can see I use silicone oil for this. You should also grease if two parts of metal that come in contact, like the upper and lower receiver. Also remember to grease the top of the magazine tip where the metal slides up the magazine rail. If you end up using too much grease, just wipe it down with the cloth. And now we can reassemble the parts. And lastly, I give the externals a quick wipe to get rid of the excess grease. You can feel everything moving smoothly and the bolt feels more snappy. As always, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.